Good morning, everybody. Latravius Westone with Carbon-Based Cellfood, creator of Carbon-Based Cellfood, alternative health and holistic healing. I'm here with Mr. Jim at Nature's Finest Nutrition ever since 1978. So, Mr. Jim, can you just tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yeah, thanks, Latravius. Well, back in 1978, after my wife and I had been married like 13 months, they diagnosed me with a brain tumor. They rushed me into surgery. They took out my whole left brain through surgery. It started at the base of the brain. They couldn't touch that without killing me, so they left that and told me if I took chemotherapy, I might live 6 months. Fortunately, God promised me before surgery He was going to heal me. I had no idea how. We were junk food junkies, didn't take any supplements at all. But then my mother-in-law gave us a book on treating cancer with nutrition. My wife and I both read it. My mother, who back then was a practicing registered nurse, read it, and we all felt like that was the way to go. The only problem was nobody in the Chattanooga area was doing that, so we had to work up our own cancer program from reading books. My wife called doctors all over the world that were mentioned in this book. It's called World Without Cancer, so with all the information we got from the books and the doctors, we put together a cancer program for me, and God did heal me. I went back 2 years later for a CAT scan after being on a heavy-duty nutritional program, and of course radical diet change, which is the hardest thing for me, being a junk food junkie before that. When I went back to my surgeon, he couldn't believe it. I was even there. When he did the CAT scan, he found no cancer, which really shocked him. And basically it's just all we were trying to do is save my life, but God turned it into a ministry/business over the years. Well, really not long after I got out of the hospital. You know, when people hear you got brain cancer, they subconsciously write you off as dying. In fact, I've had a lot of people come up to me years later and say, "I thought you died." You know, but God is faithful, and He promised us in His Word in Ezekiel 47 that He gave man herbs for medicine, so these are all from nature. They heal. They take a little longer, but the difference is drugs suppress symptoms. They don't heal anything. And while they're suppressing one symptom, they might cause 3 other problems over here. So they really aren't really the way to go. In fact, the word drugs is mentioned in the Bible. It's the word sorceries. The Greek word is pharmakia. We got our word pharmacy from it. And they're not from God. But God gave us herbs, and they work amazing. I became an herbalist years ago after I got out of the hospital and stuff like that, and took classes, as well as I'm a nutritional consultant, and I work with a lot of really sick people now. What we do is we work up programs for people, depending on what their individual circumstance is, and then again, another neat thing is my wife. We're just kids, 23 years old, but basically she started making me 10 gallons of herb teas a day. 4 different herbs: red clover, chaparral, burdock root, and pau d'arco. Pau d'arco is the #1 cancer treatment in South America. Was back then, still is today. And then burdock, chaparral, and red clover have God's main anti-cancer agent in it called Laetrile. It's a B vitamin, B17. You don't find it in B complexes, but it's an amazing product that kills cancer cells on contact. So she started making me 10 gallons of those teas every day, and I drank that for 2.5 years. And then of course, the radical diet change. I started swallowing 250 pills a day, which was hard for me because I never was a pill taker, but I knew that this is what God was leading us to do, so I was willing to do whatever it took to get well. And He did heal me, and I'm just thankful for what He's given us as a ministry, but also for meeting people like Latravius. I've fallen in love with this guy. He just really has a heart to help people, and he really is learning an awful lot about the bulk herbs, and I'm just thankful for him and for the ministry he's got, to help other people, because we need a lot more people in this industry, because the drug companies that run the medical industry, they don't care about our health. That's the first thing my wife and I realized the day I got home from the hospital. I'm not against doctors, but I'm against the system, because it's totally corrupt. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money. We all have to have money, but if it becomes your God, then you'll do anything to make it. And that's what these drug companies have done. It's their God, and they make it. Actually, as a group, they're the largest lobbying group up in Washington. They get whatever they want from Congress. Doesn't matter who's controlling Congress. They get it because they wine and dine these people and give them pay them a lot to get what they want out of Congress. And so basically, I think it's our responsibility as humans to take care of our own health. Doctors sometimes can give good diagnoses, but they can't really heal. It's actually against a lot of healed diseases in this country. It's hard to believe, but it is. Again, that's something else my wife and I learned almost from the get-go. But God is still in the miracle working business, and He's given us these herbs to heal. But we got to use them if we want to get well. So.
Right. And so, Mr. Jim, can you just clarify with everybody, you right now, the tumor that you have in your brain is gone, and you only have a half of a brain. Can you explain that to everybody right now, so that's watching, so they can?
I didn't know people could live with half a brain, but I guess I'm living proof that you can. Not many people, actually the kind of surgery I had, half the people died on the operating table. I didn't know that at the time, found that out later. But I never had fear. I felt like when God promised me before surgery He was going to heal me, I know God is true to His word, and He gave me 3 scriptures to promise me that. And again, I had a wife that was willing to do anything it took to help me and to help me get well. And she's still by my side today. She's our office manager here at our office that we have in Chattanooga, and she kind of runs the show. I just do the counseling. But God, the main thing I want people to know is God is faithful. He wants people to be well, and that's why He's given us these herbs. And if we use them, and like I said, Latravius I've learned a lot from him just talking to him about some of the herbs he's using. One of the main ones is sea moss, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people coming in here buying it.
Yes, sir.
And it's amazing. I think of the 120 minerals that we have to function, I think sea moss has like
92
of them, which is just incredible. It's an amazing herb, and I know that since he started coming in here, we've had to keep an extra supply of that on hand. But it's wonderful. I mean, it's a great herb, and people really get great benefit from it. So, but we have a huge selection of bulk herbs that are wonderful.
We'll give him a good look of the bulk herbs that you got, Mr. Jim, so everybody can get a good look at them and everything like that. Let me turn this camera around.
It starts over there with A and comes down here to Z.
We come over here to, we're going to go over here to they got, Mr. Jim, you come over here and you can explain what are these, what we're looking at right here.
Well, this is the oldest American-owned health fitness company over here. It's called Neolife. It means new life in Latin. And anything they make is the best. They have the only whole food vitamins and minerals. They have the best protein, the best fish oil, the best. Anything they make is the best. The best cancer-preventing herbs. The only calcium in the industry that's been clinically proven to prevent and reverse osteoporosis. It's called CalMag. And so it's just an amazing company. And so basically and they have the foundational products that people come to me with health issues. I try to put them on the foundation, which was actually developed by a nurse. The foundational program is 1 pack of this Pro Vitality a day, which is the only whole food multivitamin mineral product of it, which has every mineral in it the human body needs, and then 1 protein drink, because the word protein means that which takes first place. It's the most important nutrient our bodies have to have, and we don't have a food source for complete protein in the American diet. So Neolife put this together to guarantee that we will get complete protein from our foods, and so that's my main line of products.
Okay.
It's wonderful as far as the capsulated. And then we have another company called Nature's Sunshine. They're the oldest herb company in America, encapsulated herb company.
Okay.
And anything they make is the best encapsulated herbs. They don't do a lot. They don't do much with vitamins or stuff like that. So these 2 companies complement each other really well.
Okay.
But like they have a product right here. It stands for Virus Stop. We used to sell about 3 bottles a month before March of this year, and ever since COVID hit, we've been selling about 200 bottles a month. But
Okay.
it works. It really works.
Okay.
To prevent and get rid of all viruses.
Okay.
So, but they make herbs for everything. It's just unbelievable.
Okay.
So we have them classified in different categories like immune herbs, respiratory herbs, skin herbs, glandular herbs, and then for children, men, and women. And then we have for circulation right there. And then we have for digestive. You know, you can trace every health issue back to poor digestion. If it doesn't work right there, it's going to not work right throughout our body. And then we have cleansing herbs. And then we have herbs for the liver. The liver performs over 520 functions in the body. We've got to keep that functioning well. Then we have for urinary tract, the nervous system, and then just odds and ends down there.
Okay. Okay.
But, so basically, they're both amazing companies, and they complement each other well. And then we have the bulk herbs. These are the ones that I drank a lot of.
I do too.
Clover tops.
I do too.
It's amazing. The historic uses are for cancer, indigestion, cholesterol, respiratory health, sexually transmitted diseases, menopause, PMS. Pau d'Arco, again, the #1 cancer treatment in South America. That's for ulcers, urinary tract infections, cancer, diabetes, allergies, stomach inflammation, asthma, hernias, boils, wounds. These are just the basic historical uses. There's a whole lot more you can do with those things, but those are the basic ones. And then also chaparral, which is I drank a bunch of that too. They call it the creosote bush. It tastes terrible, but it works well. It's for cancer, hair growth, digestive problems, respiratory system, cramps, skin disorders, arthritis, and cleansing. And then burdock root. These are the ones I took. Now, there's a lot more. Burdock, it helps with acne, psoriasis, eczema, has multiple types of antioxidants, including quercetin, which is part of the vitamin C complex. It detoxifies the blood, promotes circulation, and may help prevent cancer. Okay. So we can't claim cures, but we can, these things have been historically used for centuries to help these things. Another good one is Dandelion, one that we have in all of our yards, and it's good for cancer, it's good for kidney health, diuretic, weight loss, and it's antiviral, but it's great for cancer too. And then comfrey, I love comfrey. Comfrey actually heals wounds. You can make a paste out of it and put it on like a broken bone. It'll heal twice as fast as not doing that. It's good for wrinkles, joint health, skin, back pain, wound healing, and bronchitis. Okay. It's better. They don't really recommend you ingest this product, so you need to make a. So anyway.
All right. And now, Mr. Jim, you got. Can you explain the iridology machine?
Oh, yeah.
The iridology machine is a machine where you can look at the eyes and be able to tell people kind of what illnesses that may exist depending on how the eyes look.
Yeah, so basically the way God made our bodies, every nerve in the body is connected through the brain to the central optic nerve in the eye. So whenever there's damage to any organ or gland, there's going to be nerve damage, and it's going to send a message up to the brain and show up in the iris. It's not meant to be a diagnostic tool because it works on nerve damage. I do this all day long. So if people come into me and they have, I don't even tell them, I don't even ask them what their problem is. I look at their eyes, and then I have a chart that I go through, and basically I mark the chart according to what the nerve damage I see in the iris for each organ or gland, and then I try to create programs for them depending on what the most important thing is they need to work on. And I don't try to go too many levels deep because it's too overwhelming if I give them 10 different problems I have. So I try to stay with 3 problems. Most of the problems I see are digestive problems, glandular system imbalances, and nervous system damage. We live in a stressful world, especially what's going on now in 2020, and it's really damaging people's nervous system. All the fear and the instability in our society right now, and so I work up programs I have worked up programs for each one of these. Actually, the glandular program was developed by a nurse about 50 years ago, and it's just amazing. It was the 3 products I just mentioned over there, the Pro Vitality, the protein, and the multi-mineral. And she did that 50 years ago when she started into menopause. She was still a practicing registered nurse but she was also a nutritional consultant within the medical industry. And she didn't want to take the hormones when she started into menopause, because she knew even back then, they knew they caused cancer, heart disease, strokes, and sudden death. So she researched it, and she found out the way God made a woman's body to function, when the ovaries stopped making estrogen, if the endocrine gland system was in balance, then the adrenal glands make a chemical replacement for the estrogen. It's not the actual hormone, but the body still thinks it's getting it. So women can avoid all symptoms of menopause. And when she was sharing that for the first time she came here about 35 years ago, I started thinking about that, and I think, that makes total sense, because in the Bible, God cursed childbearing, but he never cursed the change of life. And I was dealing with all these women going through the change, and I really had nothing to offer them. So my wife and I got on her glandular program, and the first thing we noticed was really a big increase in our energy. We were about 31 years old at the time. So my wife went through menopause about 10 or 11 years later, and she just stopped menstruating. She didn't have any symptoms, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And so I've had a lot of women get on that program for female problems and have great results. And again, you can do a lot of the same thing with the bulk herbs, but the body does have to have complete protein to heal. And I don't really have a whole lot of herbs that have complete protein in them. In fact, I don't know of any. But you can combine different bulk herbs to get complete protein. But I'm not really versed in how to do that. So
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jim, can you, a lot of people want to know where you located. Can you explain your address, how they can sign up to get an appointment to get the iridology machine?
Sure.
Can you go over that real quick?
Yeah, well, we're in Chattanooga at 7232 Lee Highway, which is one of the busiest roads in Chattanooga. We've been here about 35 years, started in our home in 1980, and just after the more kids we have 6 children. After our 4th child was born, my wife told me to get it out of the house, so we moved down here. It's close to the biggest mall I think the biggest mall one of the biggest malls in Tennessee. It's called Hamilton Place Mall, and so we've been here for 35 years at this location. And so basically, you can get us online. It's under Nature's Finest Nutrition. And you can look us up, and you can make appointments online if you want an iridology reading. It's the best way for me to see exactly what's going on with people. So even though I can't make diagnosis, but I can see what areas in their body need to be strengthened and healed. And whether it's the glandular system or the nervous system or whatever, could be the circulatory system. We're dealing with a lot of people now that have severe circulatory health issues. And of course, the heart is the main organ in the circulatory system. Then you got the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, and you got to, it works together. So you got to work on that too. So basically, I can see all the damage to those things in the eyes, but I can't tell people they have diabetes just because I see a damage in their pancreas or something like that. So iridology is all about asking questions. When I see nerve damage in a specific organ or system, I have to ask them questions. I have to ask them questions. Basically, we all have inherited weaknesses that we get from our ancestors, and so those are all, I can see those in the eyes. I can see if they're inherited or not through the eyes. But again, I have to ask questions. Like if I see a nerve damage in the pancreas that looks like it was inherited, I ask them, I said, does diabetes run in your family? And 9 out of 10 times they're going to say yes. My father has it, or my grandfather had it, or whatever. The Bible says that those weaknesses can go back 4 generations. Then you're talking great-great-grandparents. So basically, it's just a great tool to help people.
Shit, can we order on? Oh, okay. So, Mr. Jim, I know you got an interview to do at 11. So, but one more question. The sister want to know what's good for fibroids. If you want to tell her a couple herbs that's good for fibroids, that'd be good for fibroids.
Oh, fibroid tumors.
Fibroids.
Okay. Well, basically, fibroid tumors, I assume they're in either probably the uterus or the reproductive system. It's a combination of female problems and parasites. Now, parasites we haven't talked about much, but parasites are a serious problem in all over the world. The Germans, who have done more research on cancer than any country in the world, say all cancers are just a parasite infestation. And I read that, within a year after I got out of the hospital. So my wife and I did a lot of parasite cleansing back then too. Unfortunately, the medical field in this country will not let you cure cancer, doctors that cure cancer in this country, you normally get run out of practice because it's such a huge profitable business for the drug companies. But basically, when you're dealing with fibroid tumors, you got to kill the parasites and you got to heal the female glandular system. Now, the way God made our bodies, we have 9 major glands, and they work together as a unit. So fixing the female system without fixing the whole endocrine gland system is only going to give you temporary relief.
Right.
So we have a program, that program that nurse developed that I was telling you about, basically puts the whole endocrine gland system back in balance. But at the beginning, I would recommend you do get rid of the parasites and work on the female system. Then I would recommend you get on the glandular program as well.
Okay.
And we have ways that you can get discounts on that program. We try to offer these products at the best price available for people, and we have ways to, we can tell you how to do that too.
Okay, so everybody that want to know, can you order online? You can go to naturesfinestnutrition.com.
Right.
naturesfinestnutrition.com. You can sign up for the iridology machine. You can see all of the information and all of the products that they have on there, all of the program that he have for the fibroids, the glandular system, all that. It's on the website. You can go to Nature's Finest Nutrition. If you in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you can come to 7232 Lee Highway. You can come outside. They'll meet you. You can tell them whatever you need. You can ask questions. They real good people, help you whatever you might need help with. So with that being said, Mr. Jim, you got anything else you want to say? You want to close with?
Well, we can't let anybody in right now because of the COVID-19, so we are servicing people outside, except if they want to get an iridology exam, then we have to let them in for that. But anyway, we're here to help you any way we can. When you do, make an appointment or call. Tell us that Latravia sent you in, okay? So, because we need to track, we like to track who recommends our customers to us, and that way he can even get credit for some of these things as well. So, and he's doing an amazing job. I really am grateful for this young man and what he's doing and the burden he has to help people stay healthy. So, Latravia, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you and your online friends and stuff like that. And we're here to help just like you are.
Appreciate you, Mr. Jim. Everybody, make sure you come check out Nature's Finest Nutrition. Thank you for watching.